changes your life. The first thing which always I think is the issue is the knowledge of it. We are so distracted by other things that we ignore this side. I don't think there's anything greater than being fit. Should keep you happy in your mind and in your head.
Great. Well, one of the first things that we've been talking about is marks for sports. Somehow getting schools to pay some attention to sports. People tell their kids, marks aane chahiye, kya khelkood kar rahe ho? So how do we change that? How do we actually get, sports put onto the curriculum? Now we've been pushing that for a while. We do have the Union Sports Minister with us, Sarvanda Stonawal. We will have him in just a couple of minutes. But maybe this is a question.
We look at sports fundamentally differently. If we don't do that, fundamental changes will not happen. We studied countries across the globe that do well in sport, and we realized that sports is given a lot more importance than what it is in India. So fundamentally, if marks are given for sports, we suddenly say, no, 1 hour playing is very important because you'll get marks for it. So everything here is linked to marks, everything in India is linked to incentive. We need to incentivize sports and fitness to change the fitness scene in this country.
All right. Viren, any thoughts? And the basic question is, as you were just saying, that sometimes parents don't want their children to pursue sports, even if they're a potential champion. Why? Because there are no marks for it, because it's not considered the right thing to do. So I was getting Viren to answer that, but maybe you want to just come in with your quick take on this.
Because I feel that parents feel that there is no career in sports in India. Actually there is, but not every child achieves what the ace players have achieved. So there is always a fear in the mind of the parents, and they want their child to go into mainstream. In Maharashtra, we have our policy, sports policy, which gives additional marks to those sports persons who cannot devote their time for studies but excel in sports. So we feel that by giving them additional marks, we ensure that they get admissions in good colleges, in the good courses. But I think we professionally, we need to encourage people so that they also encourage their children to go into sports. Right now, basically we are focused on 2-3 sports only in a society. If it's cricket, you get sponsors, but it's any other sport you don't get a sponsor, or you don't see a very bright career. So I think once we professionalize most of the sports and we create a scenario where in any sports, if you excel, then you have a good career. If this is the case, I think that people will encourage their children.
All right. Viren, you want to come in on that?
I agree with the fact that right now, actually a very minuscule proportion of our population, especially the student population, actually plays sport. If you see a lot of the new schools in urban cities like Mumbai, most of the new schools do not even have playgrounds. So we got to figure out a way how to get kids playing. And what Dharmesh said, that we cannot have sport right now. It's still regarded as an extracurricular activity. We need to get it into more a mainstream activity, that it is an integral part of education. And I think it's not just the sporting part of it which obviously develops our health and etc., but also the sports person's attitude and mentality. I think the life lessons that you learn playing sport, especially team sports like football, hockey, cricket, I think they are lessons that the classroom can never teach you. You learn teamwork. None of us work in isolation.
Viren, you're preaching to the converted when it comes to why important it is. I guess the question that we are asking is when you see some young, talented person, and you are saying, I wish this person would play for India someday, and the person's parents look at and for good reasons. look at the way we treat many of our sports people, including people who won medals.
As a third child, my parents were very strict with my eldest brother. They were okay, medium with the second guy, and when I came along, they just didn't bother. So,
The third one is look at have fun.
It shouldn't be that case. It should be for all kids. That unfortunately, we realize only later in life that actually sport was important.
All right, Mr. Khanna, let me ask you this question then. So, how do you get kids to continue? One option is marks for sports, which we are talking to the government about. But can corporate India play a role in some way? Maybe by just giving the financial aid, giving jobs, saying that if you have played for the Indian team or you played for a state team or you reach a certain level, we will provide you employment in some ways. You don't have to pay.
Not just the championship caliber people. So I think both is important to train.
Promotes football, and we wanted to promote a new team that is Bengaluru FC. So we selected the players and we brought in a great coach from UK. And actually, within the first year, which was our debut year, we won the I-League, we won the tournament, then we won the Federation Cup, and now this year we are number 2 in the tournament. Just by professionalizing the sport and providing the confidence to the players that you will get permanent employment in case you want one. I think the players are doing fantastic. So, and football is one game which is highly fitness oriented. You know, cricket may not be as much fitness oriented as football is, because you have to give in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Similarly, many other sports, you know, the idea is that you have to provide the facilities, as Adi said. You know, that's, I think, very real key, and corporates can really provide that.
But Mr. Fadnavis, just finishing off with the marks for sports concept itself. Now, Maharashtra, perhaps the first state that has actually done it, and there are extra marks that are given. That particular experiment, has been a good experiment, and how can you, maybe you can give a message to other chief ministers on how they can take it forward?
No, that was a very good experience, but you know, we again want to change it. Initially, we started giving 25 marks to everyone, which was good. Then the policy was changed and the 25 marks were given only if you are short of 25 marks. So for passing, you used to get 25 marks. I think we again want to go to the earlier policy where every player who plays at certain level gets certain marks, irrespective whether he has scored more marks even, then he gets this advantage because he has dedicated a lot of his time on the field. So he has lost time which otherwise he could have utilized for studies. So I feel that we will go back to this policy, and I think that is a good policy because it encourages even the scholars to play. Normally we have seen that after 8th standard or 9th standard, people quit sports because 10th is a big deal in our country. So they naturally quit the sport. But when they feel that they get 25 marks and get admission wherever they want due to this 25 marks, they don't quit the field. So I think that's a very good thing to take it forward.
And what are you going to do with people who are, potentially the others who can argue for this to be now spread to other co-curricular activities also? Somebody's good in theatre and drama and all of that, but this is a good start.
We also have other policies which benefit them. So right now, let's focus on sports policy.
Just wanted to shift focus attached to infrastructure. I really wanted you to get you in on this. When you look at the sports infrastructure that we have in our country now, we were discussing a short while back about that we run a football club. And even for a professional football club, it's sometimes tough to find places to practice. And if that's what happens, what's going to happen to somebody who just wants to go out and play?
Exactly. I've had the good fortune of managing and owning the Mumbai City Football Club. It's a huge platform on the ISL. I think football is such a growing sport in our whole country. And you get the best of players from all over the world, you get the best managers. But when they come here, you don't know where to play because there's no ground. If my team is staying in Lower Parel, they have to drive all the way to Vashi at this Father Agnes ground, because the only ground that they can play is Cooperage, and that's artificial ground. But you actually play the sport on real ground.
From Parade, they are going to Vashi to play because they
Everywhere.
can't find football.
Because there's nowhere to play.